With me on the program now is Labor MP Tim Watts. Tim Watts, we're going to turn our attention to an initiative that you introduced to Parliament this week with the support of a couple of coalition MPs about private sponsorship of refugees. Can you explain to us what that means in the context of the nation's broader refugee intake? Is that possible?
Sure. Well, I'd spent the April break visiting refugee camps in Southeast Asia, and that gave me a chance to reflect on the political debate in Australia on this issue. And there's a lot of disagreement in that debate, and that's fair enough because this is a complex issue that people of good faith can disagree on. But I thought, well, what are the areas where we might have a consensus, we might be able to agree on? And this private sponsorship of refugees is an area where I think there is a potential for consensus.
So would the private sponsored refugees come in on top of the number brought in under the official government intake?
Well, this is the rub. So in Canada, the way they do this is it's a one-for-one type basis. So when the government wears the costs of the visas, the resettlement costs of a refugee, then that creates a spot for the community to sponsor a refugee. So businesses, NGOs, local councils, religious groups could contribute the costs financially or in kind of reselling a refugee in the community. So they do it on a one-for-one basis, one government for one community.
So it doubles the number coming in?
It doubles the number. And they've had that since the 70s. It's been supported by both sides of politics, and they've resettled 250,000 people, more than 250,000 people through that model.
So it would reduce the debate about cost, and also Andrew Broad, the Nationals MP who supported this particular measure, says in his regional area in Victoria it's actually been a boost to the economy as well.
Absolutely. I mean, Andrew makes the point that the contribution that resettled refugees can make is a lot more significant when they're embraced by the community. When people are sponsored by the community, they've got skin in the game, they want them to succeed, refugees can make an enormous contribution. And in Nil, in his electorate, there's a large community of Karen refugees who have transformed not just the economy, but the local community. They've reinvigorated the schools, the community groups. It's been really transformative for that community.
And what about, obviously this comes in the context of major security concerns around the world, and as you well know, some elements of the political debate here make a correlation between incoming refugees, rightly or wrongly, and the security risks that we've discussed at length this morning and over recent days. What do you say to those political concerns from elements like One Nation and others who warn against a boost in this intake?
Well, this is why this is an area where I think there's a chance for consensus. Privately resettled refugees come through the UNHCR program. So they come through formal channels. They get the security clearances. They get the reviews of their status through those formal channels. This is a way of helping to shut down irregular people movements in the region by creating an alternative formal pathway for people to come to Australia.
Tim Watts, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for